So the question is around how do we as consultants kind of identify client needs and how we can best support their operations? It's complicated. I'll tell you that straight out of the gate. Oftentimes, in a perfect world, and a way that many of our clients are set up is step one would be some type of compliance assessment. So what I mean by that is myself or another one of our consultants would go to their facility and really spend the day or at least a half day kind of doing what a DOT inspector would do. So if you did have somebody from the FAA or somebody from DOT that was doing an inspection, what kind of questions would they ask? What types of information would they be gathering? So we like to do those initial assessments because number one, it's extremely valuable for our clients to know that, hey, we have these gaps over here, compliance gaps that we need to fix to prevent any sort of enforcement or non-compliance. But then it's also valuable for us as consultants because now we've seen the operation, we've met the team, so we can kind of have that better flow of communication in terms of what needs they may have, what support they're going to need from the dangerous goods side. So that's the perfect world. Obviously, we don't live in a perfect world. So oftentimes when you're assessing client needs, kind of that open flow of communication is really, really important because we can ask questions about, what some of their challenges are, kind of get to the bottom of, hey, Mike, we've had some packages that are being rejected by FedEx and UPS. I think we're doing everything right. And then you can kind of continue the conversation there in terms of, oh, well, actually, you should have put that label on the box instead of that label. And then you can kind of from there continue that open flow of communication to say, all right, well, clearly, you have some issues around package labeling. What does your training look like? Do you give your employees any hazmat or any dangerous goods training? If so, what does that training look like? How effective is that training? And so that's where you can kind of get to the bottom of what some of the kind of the core needs are for some of our clients and address them that way. But, oftentimes the other challenge here is a lot of people don't really spend a lot of focus on dangerous goods compliance. I can bet that there's people watching the video, there's probably people in this meeting that don't even know what dangerous goods compliance means. And I wouldn't blame you. When I got my start at DOT in 2012, and I didn't know that these regulations even existed, much less how complex and how in-depth they are. So most of the, kind of the general people out there don't know much or anything about these regulations. And so if you have, potential clients, potential new customers that have questions, oftentimes they're starting from scratch. And so it's, kind of up to us to kind of unearth what some of their needs are to make sure that we're, listening to what hurdles that they're running into and trying our best to come up with some effective solutions to get them back up and running. But the reason I bring that up is, there are sometimes people don't know what they don't know. So just saying that, hey, our packages aren't getting to where they need to go, something's wrong. We need you to help us fix that problem.